Hi, this is Naomi with Sword and Steel, and today I'm going to be checking out this Dungeon Master Screen Wilderness Kit for Dungeons and Dragons to see what it's all about, see why they'd make another Dungeon Master Screen, what's special about it, and see if its value is accurate at $33.99 Canadian or $24.99 US. Let's check it out. Alright, so here's it is, and let's just see what it says it has on the back. It says 5 dry erase sheets featuring hex maps, a food and water tracker, and rules references, wilderness chases, wilderness journeys, and the actions you can take in combat. 27 cards that make it easy to keep track of conditions, initiative, and environmental effects, which might become very much handy. Oh, particularly, I suppose, if you're going through the wilderness, yes. And a box to hold the kit's cards for use with 5th edition Player's Handbook Monster Manual and Dungeon Master's Guide, aka 5th Ed D&D. Okay. And yes, as normal, the color of my nails is a paint. This one is Bayo's Premium Line Copper. Alright. Oh, opens up. I guess this would be the box. More like a folder, really. But handy, keeping it all together. Okay. Not a long-term storage sort of thing. It's not really something you'd want to put in your backpack, but hey, I guess it's better this guy get beat up rather than these guys. Alright, so we've got the DM screen itself, but before we go into that, it looks lovely on the outside though. Makes the players... Oh, okay, first we're gonna have a look at this, yes. Alright, look at that. As a player, you're going to be inspired. Absolutely. And probably want to fight dragons. Oh, Kraken. Nice. Do like it. Do like the art. It's going to be a lot of stuff to look in that, but let's just check out the extras that they have in here. Woo! Laminated fresh. Okay, so this is what they're saying is the dry erase. I'm gonna grab a dry erase marker to mark it up and see how easily I can remove it afterwards. Okay, so let's see. This sheet provides guidelines for playing through wilderness travel and for keeping track of supplies during the journey. So weather, pace, navigate, encounter, supplies, and progress. A journey takes place in cycles that each represent the day spent traveling in the wilderness. The DM first decides whether the journey is short or long, depending on how long it will take the characters to reach their destination. The length of the journey determines how many days are represented by a cycle. Each cycle is 1 day for a short journey or 7 days for a long one. For each cycle, follow these steps in order. Okay. 1. Weather. The DM determines the predominant weather conditions for the cycle. As DM, you either choose the weather or roll for it on the weather table on the DM screen. Okay, good. Pace. The players choose their group's travel pace for the cycle, slow, normal, or fast, and see the travel pace table on the DM screen. Nice. Both quite handy things to have. Good. Navigate. The DM decides whether the adventurers are at risk of losing their way. Follow the guidelines of becoming lost below. Becoming lost. Travelers are unlikely to get lost when following an established path or road with a landmark in sight. Don't you love it when your players just travel through the forest and think that they'll be able to find their way with no one who has a tracking ability? Isn't that so fun? Here are the circumstances that can cause a group to lose its way. Weather that obscures the area, such as heavy rain, fog, or snow. Traveling at night, even with light sources or dark vision. A dense forest. Traveling underground. Traveling at sea while unable to see the sky or any familiar land. The DM lets the group know when they are in one or more of these circumstances, and then the characters choose one of their number who must survive a wisdom survival check against a DC appropriate to the terrain. See the DM screen for that as well. Handy. Other members of the group can take the help action on this check as normal, and travel at a fast pace imposes disadvantage on the check. If the check fails, the group spends 1d6 hours short cycle or 1d6 days long cycle traveling in a random direction. The DM may roll a die to determine which hex the group ends up on a map, such as the ones provided in this kit. Well, I certainly want to see that. Yeah, let's skip. Wilderness chases. Ooh, fun. That sounds like fun. Chasing. Actions in combat. Okay. A hex map. Oh, you make your own map in hexes. So for these would be like one is forest hex, and then maybe another forest hex, and then we've got some mountain hexes. I think the hexes were what, only 20 kilometers per hex? I guess that depends on you. Oh, I guess these would be the maps that they were talking about. I was kind of looking for fancy maps, but hey, these are, I guess, even better because you make your own thing. And you even have these numbered, which is actually really nice because you can denote it somewhere in your notes what happens on each individual one and if they happen to encounter it. So you show them the map as they draw it and learn new things, and then you just have that number sign for, oh, they hit 45, did they? I guess they meet the ice trolls. Yeah. And there's two sides, so that's cool. Supply tracker, food and water for the very for the DM who really wants you to pay attention to surviving, which can always be fun. And good for young players as well to learn some survival skills. Blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, grappled, incapacitated, invisible, paralyzed, petrified. Oh! Nice. Poisoned, prone, restrained, stunned, unconscious, exhaustion, strong wind, extreme heat, extreme cold. I like these. I like that. Oh, and initiative. Initiative. Oh, right. I was like, why does it only go up to 9? Silly me. It's the person who has initiative. Which is handy. So you don't actually, so the DM doesn't have to look up his notes for initiative. You just hand these out. That's nice. You have to hand it back in every round, but that could go by pretty quickly. And you can even get an aid instead of the dungeon master choosing initiative. Wait, no, I'm silly. Everyone rolls separately. But the players can actually use these cards to themselves. So one thing that, while the dungeon master is figuring out the next round, some player can hand about the cards were all appropriate. I guess that's good. That's cool. I like all that. Nice size too, so you can see it across the board. For a dungeon master, keeping the players, remembering all of the players' conditions is handy. That's cool. Supply tracker. So we got 4 hex maps, and that does cover a lot of ground. All to 100. Does 1, 2, 3. I'm sure I saw a 4th one on this side. Or maybe it was 3. Oh no, one of these is double-sided. Yeah, you. Cool. I like it. Oh! Oh, this is the box that they're talking about. Okay, little box of the cards. That's handy. It's very weak, but, I mean, put some sleeves on those cards. Cards seem to be standard size, like Magic the Gathering sized. And get this box on the go, and it'll be perfectly fine. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to assume that this is like super straightforward to figure out. Bum, 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 bum. Oh my goodness. Do 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 do. It's a bit flimsy. And you open it up. Once it's all assembled, you open it up like that. Oh my goodness, so flimsy. Okay. Well, it's a box. If you don't like the box, I imagine it's not going to fit sleeves in it though. No, probably not. You can always get like what, $3 box set would fit them if you didn't like this one. Hey, it's alright. I think if I was going to use these long term, I would totally put them in sleeves. It's starting to look like they might be a bit thicker though than what I originally thought. I'd have to check it out. Do I have a magic card around here somewhere? Boom. Ah, it is bigger than a magic card. Okay, noted. Can't fit magic cards in these. Shame, it'd been nicer if it was... Oh well. Strange. Dungeons and Dragons, owned by Wizards of the Coast. I would have thought you'd make it so it fit in all the magic card sleeves. Oh well. Okay. Now. Random encounter. If a random encounter occurs, the DM can roll on a table in a book like Xanathar's Guide to Everything, or use the wilderness encounter here. D8, a lone powerful creature appears. 2 to 4, hostile creatures prowl nearby. 5 to 6, a group of friendly travelers cross the group's path. 7, the group discovers a monument. Roll on the monuments table. Or 8, the group wanders into a strange place. Roll on the weird locales table. Ah, and here we are, monument. D20, intact statue of a person or deity. Wow, this could really fill out a campaign really easily. And just with these things, because you have to figure out, well, where did this ruined obelisk come from? Who is the person or deity that the intact statue is of? Does it have any special powers? A great stone wall intact with tower fortifications spaced at 1 mile interviews. Who's within it? A plundered burial mound or pyramid. Who plundered it? And what did this burial mound or pyramid originally belong to? So this is really handy to give you great ideas for just filling out areas with ideas and campaigns. Easy peasy, and you could stick those ideas anywhere you like. That's nice. Weird locales. Dead magic zone. Cool. Wild magic zone. Boulder carved with talking faces. A portal to another plane of existence. Ha ha ha. Maybe not that. On the other hand, I guess you could have made that in preparation. And that one you have to be super prepared for, I think. Unless, of course, you liked A portal to another plane of existence. You look through the portal and all you see is burning fire. Alright, that ends that. Of course someone's going to want to walk through that burning fire, though. Oh well, that's the last you saw of them. A wishing well, cute. Forest of petrified or awakened trees. And then we've got food and water needs. Nice. Tracking supplies, foraging, food and water. So, and this is all going to be in this little folder for when you need it. Easy to pick up. It has nice wilderness journeys, monuments, weird. Yeah, so it's the title is great for figuring out wilderness chases. Yeah, okay. Must check out the chases too. I just really love when they give you ideas to expand on things. A chase is played out over a course of rounds, and oh my gosh, a chase through the wilderness. Who doesn't want to try one of those out? I mean, what DM doesn't want to force their characters to try one of those out? Oh, I've got to see what else kind of happens. Complications, yes, of course, that's what I was looking for. You blunder into a snare. Make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, you are caught in the snare and restrained. As an action, you or someone within 5 feet of you can make a DC 10 strength check, freeing you on a success. The snare can also be destroyed. It has an AC of 10 and 5 hit points, and it is immune to poison and psychic damage. Or let's try another one. A sudden drop catches you by surprise. Make a DC 10 dexterity saving throw to navigate the impediment. You know, the whole, you know, whenever you're running, you have to accidentally fall off a cliff sometimes. There it is. Make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, you are blinded by blowing sand, dirt, ash, snow, or pollen until the end of your turn. While blinded in this way, your speed is halved. You are caught in a stampede of spooked animals. Ah, that's so much fun. I mean, no, it's not fun. It's terrible. One or more creatures in the area chase after you. It's super fun. The DM chooses these pursuers or rolls a d8 to determine them. Brown bears, giant toads, poisonous snakes, wolves, giant boar, dire wolves, griffin, giant rats. How many times would you roll the complications? Because wouldn't it be fun if they started being chased after by wolves, but a few seconds later they were then chased after by a griffin, and then brown bears, and then poisonous snakes? I'm a good DM, I tell you, but I swear I'm not sadistic in any fashion, but heck if I wouldn't be using these. They're so fun. You've got to get the blood pumping in a chase. A chase is played out over the course of rounds, during which each chase participant takes a turn. Here are the steps to follow in a chase. Establish positions, roll initiative, roll for a complication, move and take an action, begin the next round. When everyone involved in the chase has had a turn, the round ends, and the DM determines whether the chase ends, as detailed in the ending the chase section. Yeah, on the other side. If the chase doesn't end, repeat 3 to 5 until it does. That'd be great. You could just keep on doing it again and again and again. Alright, it'd probably be a little bit less realistic if it was chased by brown bears and then griffins and then a giant boar and then dire wolves. But the fact that it could possibly happen is hilarious, and maybe I would do that. Maybe. Escape vectors. Corey has many things to hide behind. Check has advantage. Quarry is in a very crowded or noisy area. Advantage. Very nice that they added in the usual escapes through the city route. Quarry has few things to hide behind. Disadvantage. Quarry is in an uncrowded or quiet area. Disadvantage. Did you also think of, like, he's just running and tries to hide behind, I don't know, something absolutely obvious, and he's like, dude, I can still see you. The lead pursuer is a ranger or has proficiency in survival. Cool, yeah. Dashing, reactions, ending a chase, roll reversal. Cute. During a chase, it's possible for the pursuers to become the quarry. For example, characters chasing a bandit through the woods might draw unwanted attention from other bandits. As they pursue the fleeing bandit, they must also evade the bandits pursuing them, which would be very likely if the one bandit is actually drawing them into an ambush. So now it becomes an ambush sort of thing. Ah, love it. Love all the ideas that comes with it. Love, 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 love. I haven't even looked at... I think this is really handy. I mean, sure, you could make your own such thing, but this is already there for you. And I like it. And, I mean, I'm not... This'll do. I'm just gonna stuff you in there for now. And check out, I don't need you anymore. Card box for all of your cards. Well, it is handy, I suppose, that they did make a card box for the cards that don't fit any sleeves or other card boxes that aren't really much larger. All right, is this travel pace services? Let's have a look. See, okay. So, first page, we've got setting ADC. That's handy. Super handy for particularly for new DMs. Tracking DCs, also very handy. Damage by level and severity. Yeah, also really handy. Object hit points. Okay. That's also really handy for when your players decide to pick up something random. Or a chandelier falls on you. That sort of thing. Fragile or resilient. Oh, object hit points if you break it. You know, breaking bottles in a bar. 'Cause why not? Small chest. Okay, nice. Barrel, chandelier, cart, 10-foot by 10-foot window. Of course. Object armor class. Okay, this is all really handy. Skilled and associated abilities. That's handy. Long jump, high jump, suffocating. Just in case, I suppose. Concentration. Oh, that's super handy, yeah. Blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, grappled, incapacitated, invisible, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, prone, restrained, stunned, and unconscious. I think that it takes up an awful lot of space. But hey, you can read it quickly, so I guess that's handy. That is a lot of space for that, though. Okay. Weather. Normal for the season. Colder or hotter, that's neat. Wind. Precipitation. Okay. If you want to make weather up on the spot. Extreme cold, what happens? Extreme heat, what happens? Strong wind. That's super fun. It's like, oh yes, we are going to be fighting on the top of a cliff, or a plateau or a mountain, and you thought you were going to be able to shoot anything across there? Yeah. And you thought it'd be really easy to crawl across that that bridge. Oh yeah, try it. All right, what do we got? Travel pace, that's handy. Services, that's super handy. Yeah. I mean, I don't know whether it needs to be right here, because how often would it come up? But hey, I mean, it really depends, doesn't it? It's nice that it's there. I don't know, feels like it could have been smaller, but it's nice. It's super nice that it's there anyway. Encounter distance. Huh. Arctic, desert, farmland, or grassland. Forest, swamp, or woodland. Hills or wastelands. Jungle, mountains, underwater, bright light. Underwater, dim light. Underwater, no light. Okay, that's cute. Wilderness navigation. Nice, that's handy. Audible distance. Oh, yes. I do like that. Cover. Half cover, 3/4 cover, total covered. Good. Light. Also very handy. at 5 feet plus 30 feet plus 60 feet plus 30 feet. Yeah, very nice. Obscured areas. Yeah, that's all really handy. Just something that you don't want to slow down by having to look up or make up on the spot that doesn't quite right. So I like that. Visibility outdoors, also like, very handy. Vessel speeds, I don't know, I think, I don't know whether that's necessary to have on here, because how often is that going to be relevant? What would I put on here instead of vessel speeds? I don't know. I'd probably put the hit points of some regular animals or something like that. Food, drink, and lodging is always handy. Enough to get you, so ale, banquet, bread loaf, cheese, in-stays, meals, meat chunks, wine. That's all really handy, and it'll get you somewhere for a quick thing. Though I think they don't have. They've got the services, which is also really nice, but it'd be handy, I think, if they had the costs of like basic items. This is just food, drink, and lodging, but if they had the cost of basic items instead of like vessel speeds, that seems like I'd be okay looking up vessel speeds, but it'd be handy to have more of this going on. Like if you wanted to buy, I don't know, a barrel, iron, a horse perhaps, something like that might be a bit more useful. This seems very situational. Foraging DC is good, so I think it is quite useful, absolutely. So feels like this one is a bit too big, particularly now that you've also got the conditions written down in large form. Falling would have been cool. I suppose it's really simple to remember, but falling would have been cool. Maybe the keys to like the pages, the pages of where certain major things are in the Dungeon Master's Guide or the Monster Manual, probably the Dungeon Master's Guide. I don't know, like what page making a treasure set is on, or something like that. Something like that would have been handy, but I have to say that this is mostly quite relevant. Other than covering up what you're doing and what you're rolling, this is for making you able to answer questions and react really quickly, and I think they've done that. And also giving you reminders of what things would get in the player's way. Let me know what you think about it. What would you add? Were you to create your own, or were you to, I don't know, put a little sticker on this over something that you found not useful? What would you add to it? Feel free to comment below and maybe help out a new DM all at the same time. So for $33.99, I don't know, there was a lot in there that I enjoyed for sure. I do like this. I do like these. I do like this. It would have been really nice if it was the size so that you could put it in sleeves, but hey. Okay, now, just in case, I guess I'll put it on the less important part. Alright. You are definitely dry erase, right? Always check, just to be sure. Keep horizontal. Bolder color, low odor, dry erase marker. Alright. I'll put you over here. La, 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 la. Alright. So, Let's see what it's like immediately. Good. All right, and yeah, it wasn't a fluke. Looks lovely. Seems good to me. However, these ones I'm gonna leave overnight and come back to it. See if it stains. That's the big thing. Does it stain? So I'll come back to that and we'll have a look. And the answer is no, it does not. Perfect. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you did. I also want to make certain I thank very much to our patrons. Your support has been wonderful. I really appreciate it. And I hope everyone has a fantastic holiday. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!